Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. The Resident Evil 4 remake has been announced, and it releases on March 24th, 2023. PlayStation just kicked off the state of play by announcing the remake, and I seriously cannot contain my hype right now. Today, I am going to break down the entire teaser trailer and talk about all of the Easter eggs that you may have missed. If there's anything that I missed, be sure to let me know down below in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoy, and subscribe if you're new for more Resident Evil content. So the trailer starts off with a reveal of the release date, which is once again March 24th, 2023. We see the letter R revealed, and we also hear an alternate version of the intro music from the original Resident Evil 4. And soon after, the text is revealed that says Resident Evil 4. It kicks off by showing the president interacting with Leon. This is probably where the game starts, where the president is giving Leon his first task as a government protector. Now, one thing that I noticed here is that the president puts his hand on Leon's shoulder and Leon looks down at his hand. I feel like this is symbolism for showing that the president has a lot of trust in Leon, and this is Leon's first real taste at getting trust from someone that's higher up from Leon. This is a very powerful moment, and I feel like this is going to be very good in order to kick off the game. The camera cuts to Ashley running away from something. Maybe she was captured and then she somehow escaped. But if you take a look, you can see that when she turns around, she's looking up at something. So what's actually chasing her? Are we going to see some sort of flying enemies chasing her at the beginning of the game? Or am I overthinking this and she's just looking up at the sky? But why would she be doing that? I feel like at this part of the game, we're going to get introduced, or at the very least, we're going to see some sort of flying enemies. After we see Ashley running, we can see a shot of a dead animal. So maybe this game is trying to show us that these Ganados, or at least these version of the Ganados, are going to be much more ruthless. Maybe they're going to be a lot more vicious, like the Lycans from Resident Evil 8. Next to this dead animal, we can see candles, and I feel like this is showing that this entire village is a cult. They're not some ordinary people. They're an evil entity that work together as a cult, and they consider dead animals to be a part of this religion. We then cut to a shot of Leon, which by the way looks absolutely amazing, and I love the tone of this trailer so far. And then we see Ashley, who is hesitating to enter this sort of gated area. And because we're seeing so much of Ashley, I feel like she's going to be a highly playable character. Where in this game, we're going to play as Leon and Ashley. We then cut to a shot of Leon, who is entering the very first house. If you look closely on the left side, we can see a pile of tools, such as bear traps, shovels, cleavers, and pitchforks. This is interesting to notice because it shows where these Ganados got their weapons, and it also shows what types of weapons they're going to use in the game. And if you look closely at Leon's hands, you can see that he's not holding anything while he's walking. Now, either this is a cutscene, or in the RE4 remake, we're going to be able to walk around without actually having to equip anything. It's a small detail, but it's something I noticed. We then get a shot of the main village, which is an extremely iconic part of the game. But this village looks a lot more claustrophobic. We can see the burning pile of wood in the middle of the village, and this entire village seems a lot tighter, a lot smaller. Also, notice the time of day. The earlier scenes of the trailer showed the game taking place more towards the night, but in this shot, we can see that it takes place during the day. So maybe the leaks were true. I think that the beginning of the RE4 remake is going to take place during the night, and maybe Leon gets knocked out or something, and then he wakes up during the day. We then get a shot of the skulls, and the skulls symbolize danger in the original game. We get a glimpse of a Ganado peeking through the fire, but we don't get to fully see his face. It's a very eerie scene, and I think Capcom is really trying to press the fact that this game is really shooting for a darker tone, because this trailer doesn't show anything comedic. There are no one-liners. There is no shot of Leon suplexing a Ganado. This is a very serious trailer. The trailer then cuts to a shot of Lewis, who is commentating over this entire scene. Lewis also seems to be holding the Red 9 handgun, which was a very popular weapon in the original game. After catching a Ganado sitting in front of the fire, I noticed that this seems to be the same Ganado at the very beginning of the game in the original Resident Evil 4. But the trailer does not waste your time time. We then transition into the castle section of the game, and we get our first look of the cult enemies in the castle. And if you look closely, you can see the Los Illuminados symbol. After we see more shots of Ganados that are seemingly turning evil, we finally get a shot of the lady in the red dress, Ada Wong, who seems to also have a very big redesign. She's not wearing her typical dress from the original game. She seems to be wearing a combat outfit, and I'm assuming that her original outfit will actually be an unlockable. We then cut to a shot where Leon is in a boat on the lake, and any Resident Evil 4 fan knows that this is where Leon fights the giant fish monster. This is arguably the most terrifying frame out of the entire trailer, but we can see Torres Mendez standing at the end of the hallway. He's not moving, he's just standing there. And I do believe that Mendez is actually going to be a stalker enemy. We can then see Leon, who is having hallucinations. In the next scene, if you're quick enough, you can actually see a Ganado swinging at the camera, but this Ganado looks very human-like, and I think this is the early stages of the Ganado forms. I feel like as the game goes on, the Ganados are gonna look a lot more scary, but in this scene, he looks like a normal human, just a lot more psychotic and more evil. And if you pay close enough attention, this same attack animation is the same one that the Ganados used in the original Resident Evil 4. The camera then cuts to the church where Leon finds Ashley. This is also where Leon runs into the cemetery. The next shot shows blood being spilled down, and as the blood is spilling, we can hear Salazar talking for the first time in this remake. And the final shot that we see before the title card is revealed shows Salazar creeping into the shadows. The trailer then ends with Leon talking about how he wants to forget the events in Raccoon City, and I do believe that Leon is going to have serious PTSD in this game. We then get a full face reveal of the new and remodeled Ashley Graham, and in the very final shot of the teaser, we can see Leon walking towards the very first village of the game. And I feel like this part of the trailer is very important. Not only does it show that Leon has slight PTSD from the events in Raccoon City, but Leon says to the viewers that things can be different, and I feel like this is indicating that Leon's sacrifices are actually going to mean something. And it feels like in this remake, the developers want to make it clear that everything that you do has a purpose, and that Leon isn't just here risking his life for nothing. And Leon is trying to tell a very important message to the viewers, that everything you do should have a purpose to it, and sometimes you need to make sacrifices in order to get to an end goal. And I really like that about this trailer. I think it's a very deep and important message, and it also shows that this version of Leon is going to be very serious. Once again, we don't hear any one-liners at all in this trailer, but I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. But I will catch you guys all in the next one. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.